a personal injury firm that fights for the people, and their team treats clients like family. Morgan & Morgan changed my life, and if you've been injured in a car crash, at work, or in a slip and fall, they may be able to change yours. For a free consultation, dial pound law on your cell phone. That's pound 529, offices Louisville.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
That's his game. They don't get back. Hayward's look at his steal. Here's the steal. 3-on-1. Alley-oop. Oh, my goodness. And you certainly are in love with him here in Louisville. Marques in the open floor. Hops incredible. Here comes Maybin off the steal. Oh, my goodness.
Get up, get up, get up, get up. Let's get ready for Marques Maybin. About midway to the midday with Marques Maybin. And you can call in, I lay back and just listen to Marques Maybin. So sit back and relax and watch Maybin.
Break it down like this.
Woo!
Broadcasting live from the OPC Pest Services Studio. Time for Middays with Marques Maybin on 93.9 The Ville. Now, here's Marques Maybin and Steve Rummage.
Ooh, welcome back. Welcome back. It's Middays with Marques Maybin. 8150 93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station. And I titled the show In the Thick of It Thursday because it feels like there is so much to talk about. We are in the middle of some emotional sports conversation. Steve Rummage in the building, Brian Hall in the booth.
We are, man. Like you said, around here, every day brings something new. And this week is no different as we get one day closer to college football season. I sat down yesterday, and I think I watched the first episode of College Football Live, on ESPN.
Right.
So kind of getting the landscape around the country, different things as we prep for Louisville's home opener, or well, not home opener, but opening game on prime time Monday night. It's nice.
That sounds a little different. Would you be able to share a little anecdote about being on primetime Monday night? Brian Hall in the booth. What's going on, my man?
Nothing too much, I'm excited for a new segment that we're going to announce today, and kind of gathering some information for that.
Are you in
a good idea? But I'll let you break the news.
Are you in there going above and beyond, getting ready for the new segment?
Well, no, but I will say that I'll probably have more stats than you guys on yours.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So, Steve, quick anecdote about being on primetime, because you've told me a story, and I thought it should be shared with the people about as much as you can. There's a particular reason.
Okay.
Because I woke up from a nap yesterday and woke up from my nice 90-minute afternoon nap, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's really awkward when you wake up and you get it's still nice and bright, and I can go get some sun and some sunshine and all this good stuff. And then I log into Twitter, and then I see I'm tagged in people's and other people's conversations, and sometimes you're wondering like what's going on. And then I said, yeah, it's getting about that time. it's getting about that time where the things we say,
sure,
they go on the record and they really stir it up. So, Steve, your trolling / bitiness game starts to step up around this time,
right?
So I just kind of want you to let everybody know gentle details about how your bite is getting a little sharper with everybody. Like your skill, your fandom skill set improves around August.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's kind of where we're at here. Because yesterday my wife decided we were planning my son's birthday party, my youngest son's birthday party.
Are we even really allowed to celebrate his birth into the world?
I don't know, because there's Alabama Day. It's like he's always like Elijah.
You're the Alabama baby.
Yeah, Elijah, he was born. Sosa hit the 3 against Kentucky, and we won we didn't lose again for like a month and a half.
Right.
It ended up being the number 1 overall seed. I was like, we're going to win the championship. Like, this baby is like, nobody touches baby.
Was a good luck, Chuck.
Yeah. The other one, it's like, oh, hell's broke loose. since you were born. So
fair enough.
Yeah. So anyway,
no, I'm joking, people. We're allowed to, we celebrate.
His birthday's on September 1st. So my wife was like, okay, well, we're going to have his birthday party on the 4th.
Mm-hmm.
So she said, hey, is there anything on the 4th that you have since, I know that's around that time. I'm like, no, I think we'll be fine. I said, Louisville plays. Louisville don't have a game that day.
Right.
We're good. So I said, you might want to check the time of the Kentucky game on that Saturday because it's opening week, and for her father-in-law or my father-in-law, my brother-in-law or whatever, or my sister-in-law's husband. And she was like, well, it's probably noon.
Wait a minute. Who said that?
Charity. Yeah. So it's probably noon. So
but
probably right.
She didn't do that on purpose.
No, she did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she hears me joke about it.
Okay, fair enough.
So she did. She goes, they're playing Lafayette. She said at noon.
Lafayette. Lafayette.
Yeah, so then this is added in too. She's like, who is Lafayette? Why is Kentucky playing them?
Right.
She goes, isn't Louisville playing Ole Miss? And I'm like, yeah, babe. I'm like, this is the type of teams Kentucky schedule. So I have to give her the rundown. I'm like, Kentucky is basically the piss water of the SEC. So I said they have to play Louisville just because.
Yeah. They were forced to end up.
So they schedule like 3 of the worst teams in history. So that way they can at least get 3 wins. I said, so now they only have to find 3 more wins on their schedule, and you do have Vandy.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, usually that means
2 wins.
I said, babe, and I'm explaining to her, I'm like, babe, do you understand? Like the years your dad and stuff and them, they celebrate making a bowl. They literally only have to find like 2 wins. You just got to win 2 games.
2 real games.
Against a Mississippi State, South Carolina.
Yeah, whichever team lost all their players or their coach.
You just got to find 2 wins. Louisville, maybe Louisville's not as good, as their years. I'm like, literally in 8 games, you've just got to find 2. That's it. So I'm like, you understand now why when I'm like, yeah, you won 6 and your bowl game was 7. It's like you beat 3 jackasses, Vandy, and then you find, Tennessee throws you 7 interceptions. Louisville pisses the bed, or something like a great season, question mark. So anyways, we're explaining that. So she puts it in the group text, with everybody. Now you got to remember, I've mentioned it. My father-in-law and them, they're kind of trash talkers. Mm-hmm. So she puts it in there, and they're like, "Yeah, we might be there at 3:30." I was like, "Look." So first off, I did avoid the fact. I'm like, "Yeah," because it might be close. Right? It's very possible. So, anyways, we put that in there. Like, yeah, and I'm like, so I just simply said, yeah, it was good. We didn't have to check the Louisville time because Louisville is prime time, ESPN, Monday night, Labor Day, neutral site matchup.
In Atlanta.
And I put a little Zach Morris shrugging.
Man, so what did they respond to that, Steve?
I just wanted to show you that is still
the last
text.
On the whole group chain. Look, hold on. 1, 2, 3. Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on.
Look at us.
I'm counting the bubbles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. 5 or 6 bubbles. Yeah. And that was the last thing.
That's still the last text.
There's no okay. There's no RSVP.
I said we didn't have to check the Louisville time because they play Monday night prime time ESPN. Still no text. Because, and let me tell you why there wasn't. Because there's no argument. The programs aren't even on the same playing field.
And they know it, or they would have said something. If they had something, it would have came back on that text.
Right.
That text thing.
Right.
Okay, so before I kind of talk about how we're gonna set up the show today, or introduce the new segment, which Brian said he's obviously excited about unveiling. Let me say, we do have some IARP news. We may be getting a little bit of clarity. We may have to handicap the breaking news from the IARP and the kind of the structuring. It's kind of amazing that we're in August and the structure of the IRP is being talked about as we speak. So there's a tweet coming out from Dennis Dodd. He actually tweeted out the NCAA's I guess revelation, but we'll definitely.
I haven't heard about this.
Okay, so, we'll definitely have to talk about that.
Text line says September 4th, Clemson, Georgia that night. I'll definitely be watching that. Texter says my son was born during the Rutgers game in 2006. He still hears about that to this day. I agree. Somebody said, and Kentucky plays 7 or 8 home games. Kentucky's 2 wins are Vanderbilt, whoever slips to the middle of their division, and then one of those coaches' staff gets fired. Or just got hired, I guess. Yeah. So
Amani Bates reclassifying.
Right. Penny might.
What is that? No, wait. What? Why do you just? Why is everybody just jumping straight to Memphis and Penny? I mean,
because
Kentucky has to be. I mean, they have to be in the lead for this one, right?
Kentucky don't get those kids anymore. We're not. I tried to tell you all a long time ago. That's not a.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I mean, Memphis may have the lead, but I'm sure Kentucky's on the Final Four.
No, they're not. Yeah, no, it's not even.
Wait a minute. Kentucky's not even on the list of the number 1 reclassifying player in the country.
No, and they're not going to get the number 2 guy either that they had on campus, or I guess number 1 and 2 because I think Duran is number
it's
1
back and forth.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, they're not going to get Duran?
No.
Why don't you think so?
Because he's going to go. Apparently, he's going to go to Memphis, Miami, or the G League.
Really?
Yeah.
The 1 and
all three better options, and then Amani Bates is going to go to either Memphis. It's like Memphis or the G League. I think he's got Oregon and Michigan, but he's not going to Michigan State. You know what I mean? But so,
okay. If they're not getting the top, 5 guys, I guess. I mean, grad transfer market. What about that kid that's still out there? The Faulkner kid.
yeah. Didn't they call that kid back in the day? Yeah.
What the hell did you bring Orlando in for, Steve?
I'm not sure, but I did hear.
Wasn't he supposed to be the ultimate Duran / Imani Bates back
just start loading up, and now I think they got there's 2 kids that are back in 5 stars that that they're looking at. It's but see, like I said, I hate to say that because I would be excited about that.
Yeah, it's the back.
But Cal can't win with that. So it's for me, I would, so that argument, if you're well, Steve, you'd love to have those guys. Yeah, I would.
Right.
We would be awesome with those guys. He can't win with those guys.
Right. We know how to work with them. Louisville Live first invite, Coach Mack.
Well done.
Well done. That was strategic.
That needs to be.
Brian, did you put that in the Sports Center?
No, I didn't. I need to.
Darn it.
That was a good move by Coach
Explain
Mack.
to people what the move was.
Louisville Live is going to be September 18th. Location is still to be determined. But
wait a minute. We're going to play UCF and then go
UCF that Friday night.
And then we're going to go to Louisville Live on Saturday.
And then we're going to go to Louisville Live the very next day.
I need to listen. You remember when Process did the designated driver thing? Michelle, I got to hire a service because that's my birthday weekend. And I'm not.
Oh my gosh!
I'm just.
It's your birthday.
It's my birthday weekend.
UCF at home and Louisville Live.
I need a service. Listen, partners, if you have a car service and you're looking for partnerships, Middays with Marques Maybin, you have enough time. It applies to all partners. We're getting the season start revving up.
Yeah,
we are. This is right now. We are fielding a lot of calls. Please, listen, reach out to us any kind of way you know how. It's very, very simple. We are looking for partners. Yeah. I'm gonna need a car service for that weekend.
Yeah, and I mean,
and I'm gonna have to make sure that car service does door knocks too. And I'm gonna give the car service a key to the crib and say, hey, if you gotta come in the room, drag me out of the bed.
Oh yeah,
Marcus, we got to get to the Louisville Live.
Yes.
Car service, sir.
No, I know. Yes, it's gonna be incredible with the team we're gonna have, and then Now, Coach Mack, I thought, did an excellent job at making sure the first invite, the attendee, is Caleb Glenn. So you go right out, you say, hey, man, you're Louisville guy.
You are our first invite.
This is Louisville Live. Come on in here. Like, so we're going to have him.
We made this for people like you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's perfect.
We had Donovan here. Jack here. We had that.
No, yeah.
We always got our dudes here.
No, yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect.
Lamar,
man.
you got it. You just got to come. Lamar, I don't know how busy you are that weekend.
Well, he's probably got a game, so that probably
he
won't
probably
happen.
got the Ravens on the 18th or something, or the 19th.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Ravens are playing. I'm sure they have a game.
Detroit on the 19th. That Sunday.
Yeah, that probably is not.
So my birthday weekend, we're gonna bust UCF. I'm going to Louisville Live, and then I'm gonna sleep, and then I'm gonna take the car service up to Detroit and watch Jalen Reeves maybe get home to Lamar Jackson. And then I'll probably quit.
Yeah,
I'll just quit.
It'll just be done.
Yeah, it's just like, listen, I left. I'll just have to tell everybody on the radio I left everything on the field. Listen,
Ravens actually.
That's not true.
No.
Who they
that's
got?
the next week.
Okay.
But
I knew it was somewhere close around that.
That's Chiefs Ravens. If you're a Louisville fan, and you want to tag that into your sports weekend.
I can watch Lamar bust.
I mean, that's becoming one of the biggest rivalries.
Yeah.
But that is funny. The very next week, the 26th, you're going to that, right? Ravens at Detroit. Yeah. I'll say you got to go to that. And you got to wear a Lamar jersey.
Boy, his mom don't play that, Steve. He don't play that.
So if you brought me in, I was just showed up.
Oh my God, the Dallas conversation. Ooh, she does not play that.
Oh, now Dallas. Now wait a minute. Now this is where me and Miss Reeves where we would maybe butt heads.
You purchase your own tickets
because okay.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But look, I'm gonna buy tickets right behind her.
Yeah, no, she'll kill you. She'll kill you. She'll kill you.
Let's go, CD. Let's go. I'm gonna be that guy. Let's go, Cowboys!
Listen, I could hear her now. I could hear her now. She's real. She would say, "Is that your boy, Steve?" And I'll say,
2 rows back.
Yeah, I would say,
yeah, because I wouldn't go right behind.
Right.
I would go about 3 rows back.
This is what she would say. You're gonna have to get him out of here. I'm like, what you mean? He bought his tickets.
Well, CD, pick up the linebackers. Pick up the linebackers.
She's like, listen, I ain't gonna listen to him for the rest of this game. It's like one of those threats, like, no, you need to do something now.
Give it to Z.
What is it? Pound that rock.
Yeah.
Pound that rock.
We them boys.
Hold on.
I'd be that fan.
She, like I said,
and I'm kidding. I would never do that. God bless. I would never do that.
Right.
I just wouldn't go to the Cowboys game.
Or sit sit over on the side in the halftime. We'll go talk about the game and say, all right, Steve, get back to the other side. We'll meet in the parking lot later on. It'll be all good.
That is somebody just put this on the text line too, really quick. I do want to throw this out there since we're just kind of throwing out scenarios here. There's a chance though on October 3rd, we could get Lamar versus Teddy. That would be a cool moment, man. Like, I think that would be a cool moment.
And what we would do as a fan base on social media would just irritate the world.
How do you think fans would? How would I know I'm derailing us right now?
No, because I'm giving everything we're gonna have open.
Because how would fans react? How would Louisville fans
go crazy?
React?
They'll go crazy. It's the my kid versus my kid. I don't care who wins. I'll cheer
or
for
do fans want? Yeah, but here's my question: do Louisville fans want Lamar because you're like Lamar's the star? We have to pull for him. Or do you want Teddy to get a piece of that?
You want Teddy?
Like, do you think so?
Yes.
Like, do you think Teddy deserves listen, Teddy, go get you a piece of him?
No, because Teddy is the oldest child.
Mm-hmm.
Lamar is the younger, talented one.
Yeah.
Parents want to see the older child, the older, less talented child beat the younger, like you want to see that as a parent. Like when you have your 6'5", young kid, and then your 5'8", firstborn kid who's the mature one, who's the one who helps the family run smooth. Yeah, the natural parent relationship says, I want my oldest kid to whoop up on him.
Brian, will you put that in as a poll? If let's find however you want to word it, Brian, but if on October 3rd, the Ravens at the Broncos is Teddy versus Lamar, who you pulling for?
They would listen, if Teddy Bridgewater, plus his history, his struggle, you haven't seen Lamar hit other than Lamar's social struggles.
I mean,
I'm not diminishing. I'm saying Teddy, we have saw his on the field struggles, his injury. We saw him play good quarterback and not really get a shot where he should have got a shot. So
broken hand, broken ankle, sprained ankle.
Yeah. So everything that Teddy has went through, the fan base. But here's the thing: it wouldn't be like let's go. Boo Lamar. It'll just be a.
Well, of course we're not booing. Yeah, we're not like we wouldn't care.
I think into the heart, the spirit of it, you would want your oldest child.
That's what I'm saying.
To beat the young.
Because I don't think people would.
There would be no negative feelings.
I mean, if somebody, if the Ravens win, great. If the Broncos win, great. But I'm saying you would want
inside the soul.
Okay, you might be right.
I guarantee.
And I might be wrong.
I guarantee it. My goodness.
I'm looking and it says I'm wearing a Lamar jersey. My wife's going to wear a Teddy jersey. Teddy, because of what he's been through injury-wise. Somebody said we don't get Lamar without Teddy. Yeah. It's a regular season game. We won a 70-70 or 77-77 overtime tie. That's funny. Teddy all the way. Teddy is Venus, Lamar is Serena. Teddy, as long as it isn't the Ravens' first loss. That's a good point. That's a good point now.
Yeah.
If the Ravens are
undefeated,
had just beat the Chiefs, had just beat I'm sorry, they would have played like the Raiders, the Ravens, the Lions, and then the Broncos. That's a good point.
Is this good enough? It'll say when the Broncos and the Ravens face off on October 3rd, will you be rooting for Teddy or Lamar?
Does he have to put in parentheses like Teddy's the starter?
Yeah, maybe just put Teddy and put parentheses if starter, because that's just going to protect you from the.
Teddy's not even a starter.
That's going to protect you from
Marques.
Teddy probably ain't start by then.
Marques. Do you think that Lamar Jackson is going to take Joe Flacco's spot? Lamar Jackson is not going to be on the field for at least 2 years.
I know.
I said,
Steve, but other than that, Brian, that was
Steve.
Perfect.
Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that?
Lamar can't do what he did in college. It's the NFL. Okay, all right. Well,
Joe Flacco, he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. And Marques, if you think it's at least 2 years before he can catch up to the game, he doesn't have the mental capacity to read an NFL defense, and his arm talent is too erratic. And Joe Flacco is he got in shape this summer. And
I'm like, why do you think he got in shape? Why do you think Joe Flacco decided this is the summer?
Yeah.
Out of the last 8 years he's been in the league, all of a sudden, Joe Flacco's really lost. He's lost a lot of weight, and he's working on his agility. And
it's like he saw the young fella.
And I said, did you hear the comments? In Lamar's first day out on the field, the whole defense is like, yeah, he's different.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling y'all, I'm like, you think the audience, you think the Baltimore Ravens fans are gonna let Lamar Jackson? Joe Flacco would have had to be undefeated.
But you know what? Listen, I say all this Teddy stuff, and then I look up at the screen and it says Sammy Watkins says the receivers group can be one of the best in the league. But can Lamar Jackson take his passing game to the next step? I'm like, you know what, Lamar? Just go out there and wipe the 500 yards.
Right. Look. Teddy had his run. He's happy. He got his money.
I'm like, look at this. Man. I'm like, it's like, so one of the Ravens receivers are like, man, we got a good squad. So it's like,
Lamar. Lamar's the only problem.
Can he pass the ball? We're going to see.
We're on year 4.
Somebody said, there's some good text. Somebody said, I can't tell Teddy's story without about quitting football to take care of his mom without crying. I want the Ravens to win, but Teddy to throw for 300 plus. Somebody said, Marques, you're 100% correct. I would totally be cheering for Teddy. Somebody said Teddy because he'll need to win
to keep the job.
Yeah. Then finally we got Lamar all day.
That's a young punk, probably.
Based off the Broncos Twitter, it's about it's even with Teddy and Drew Lock. Not sure who I'm rooting for.
And I don't know if you're a young punk or not. I'm just making fun of you. Just you don't know Teddy if you
yeah. Somebody basically it's a win-win. Somebody said, was that Mike Tyson doing football analysis?
Yes.
Is there another voice that Maybin can use mocking the Jackrabbits? Okay.
You don't like that voice?
I don't know.
That's how it. Listen, y'all. I do the voice of how it goes into my ear. Like whatever spits out is after it was consumed into my brain.
Texter says he's 42.
Who, Teddy?
No, the Lamar. Just like that. The video of defensive coordinators of the Browns talking mess, and then Lamar rips them apart. Yeah. No, I know. That's what I think. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, but
it's funny, and then like there's Lamar on the screen. Like I'm watching Lamar.
And again, it's like I would encourage every Louisville fan to just look once a week, just go to YouTube and just type in
untouched
Lamar Jackson Louisville. Just do it.
Yeah.
Just those 5-minute things and just make people repent for the rest of their life.
No, but the crazy thing is you can just say, I mean, now you can just type in
Ravens,
Lamar Ravens, and it's like, yeah, it's the same.
No, because the Louisville one burns a little deeper.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, because it's like, no, yeah, you saw something right in front of you. It's like, you ever see something, Steve, like that's so insane to the human eye? You're like, how can people believe something like
this?
He
ran past me as a sophomore after his freshman year, and that was when I was like, oh my God, because he was huge. And just, I mean, like from me to you down the sideline, I was like, God bless. Tell Maybin I love the voice.
Appreciate that. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. This is what Brian was excited about. This is what I was excited about. And Steve, I think he shared it in my opinion.
Great idea.
So I wanted to set it up. I want to for the next few weeks in particular,
the rest of August.
Yeah, and if somebody wants to sponsor the player profile segment, feel free to get in touch with me, and we'll put your name to this segment. We'll give you a little bit of sound, run a little commercial for it. Mm-hmm. Player profile segment. I was listening to Drew Diener this morning, and he opened the show talking about fans not being able to name 10 guys. And I don't think he wasn't trying to. He was kind of talking about both fan bases and how much do you know about your individual players. And I've always kind of said those are next steps. Those are your personal attachments to the players. Getting to know the players is important. Now, some years I would say, hey, do your research on this kid. You might like him. Or, I would encourage people to try to, go to gocards.com and, kind of look into them. Like, it makes the game experience better when you know a little something about the guys, the history, and when you're at the football game and listen, I don't have to sugarcoat it. It's impressive when you know your stuff, when you know your guys and you know your stuff. And, this is a sports fans who all respect other sports fans' knowledge. Mm-hmm. So I thought the best thing, whether to debate what our fan base knowledge is, I say, okay, well, every day, if what Drew is saying is right, every day we have the ears of the people. Mm-hmm. We have the ears of the Louisville people strongly. Starting to associate a player profile with Steve Rummage's voice. Okay, this is his player. That's the one he said this about the player. This is the one. Okay, this is what Steve was talking about that day. So when I see him on the field, that's Steve's guy.
Yeah.
Oh, other player. Oh, Brian. Remember that day on the show at Thursday? They did the player profiles. Brian had the one guy.
Yeah.
He told me this. He told me that. Maybin. This guy's Maybin. That's okay. That number. That's the number guy he was talking about.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So now, I want you to hear names, faces, ages, player profiles. So I figure, we deserve to give the football team at least a few minutes of a segment to just give you a solid, good player profile, like kind of narrated by each of our individual voices. So it won't just be like, one of us just saying the name and who he is and where he's from. And then he's going to be competing with this guy. And like I say, individualizing a player profile segment, I think would be totally healthy for our football knowledge, the fan base. Again, I know some people, don't like the player breakdowns and stuff like that, but a lot of people do. And a lot of people are thirsty for knowledge to know their players. So that's what we're going to do after every. And this is also so you can prepare for the future.
For the rest of let's do that.
It'll go for August.
Yeah.
So
Every day.
after each first commercial break, we're coming back with our own individually selected player profile. Like I said, it can be random. We're going to try to stay away from the most known players. We're going to kind of introduce some Middle Earth and some guys who are going to be impactful that you may not know about.
And I know Brian has done a lot of research for this part of it. I know I'm speaking just for myself, just to kind of tease. I have one that I think people are it's going to open a lot of eyes as to a piece of the puzzle. And I know that you had one in mind already. So
I did, but I'm still I may and again, this is not overly complicated. This is
based off which ones you all pick.
And we want to make sure we have
we'll let each other know.
We've assigned it to Brian.
So basically me and Brian got something good and Marques is
that's okay.
He's not sure what he's going to do yet.
Just going to piss the bed.
Listen, it was my idea, so I feel like I won already.
Hey, Jack Forgill. One time picked off Trevor Lawrence.
Quick commercial break. Middays with Marques Maybin on 93.9 The Ville.
Prescription products require an online consultation. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information.
My husband's ED was affecting our marriage. When he first started experiencing ED, it was difficult for both of us. We didn't know who to talk to about it or where to get help. HIMS was our answer. HIMS connected my husband with a licensed provider online. He was able to get medication to treat his ED at a fraction of the price people pay for the name brand. It was delivered to our door, and guess what? Our sex life is back. It works.
Right now, get your first online provider's visit totally free when you go to forhims.com/love. Yep, free. No copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. Just the care you need.
Thanks to HIMS, we got our sex life and our marriage back.
To start your free online visit, go to this exclusive address, forhims.com/love. That's forhims.com/love for your free online visit. forhims.com/LOVE.
Hey, Card Nation, let's be honest. The real estate market in Kentucky is booming. And whether you want to buy or sell a home, now is the perfect time to do it. With interest rates at an all-time low and programs that can get you in a home for no money down. Want to learn more? It's simple. Just call Derek A. Stewart with Dream JP Pirtle. Derek is available virtually around the clock to listen, understand, and help you with all your realtor needs. So don't waste another second. Call Derek A. Stewart at 502-314-9868 today.
The best patio in our area is at Union Restaurant and Game Yard just across the walking bridge in Jeffersonville, Indiana. Union Restaurant and Game Yard is 4 seasons of food, drink, fun, and games for kids and adults, featuring fire pits, 4 separate bar areas, all types of innovative games to go along with a creative food and drink menu. Come on out to Union Restaurant and Game Yard just across the walking bridge in Jeffersonville, Indiana today.
Brian Ownby with a chance to pick out a goal, and he scores! Brian Ownby, the left-footed drill!
Jeff Greer, Lou City is back in action Saturday as the boys in purple return to Lynn Family Stadium to take on Sporting KC2. Join Casey Whitfield and me starting at 7:15 for pregame coverage, followed by the game broadcast at 7:30, and it's all right here on ESPN 680, 105.7, 93.9 The Ville, and the ESPN Louisville app.
Summertime is wing time, and Wing Zone has you covered. Wing Zone has 17 amazing flavors to choose from, including our new hot garlic and Louisiana lemon pepper. Don't forget to try our new colossal chicken sandwich. Have Wing Zone delivered to your pool party or pick up at any of our 2 Louisville locations. Wingzone.com. You got it.
We are in the thick of summer, and with the hottest days of the year ahead, you are about to find out how strong your cooling system is. And if you find out that it's not ready for the long summer ahead, then call DFH Company today at 968-6222. Right now, when you buy a qualifying Train HVAC system, receive 18 months special financing. It's hard to stop a train, so call DFH 968-6222 or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Visit dfhcompany.com for complete program eligibility, dates, details, and restrictions. Subject to credit approval.
Your chance to get that rare, hard-to-find luxury timepiece is here at Genesis Diamonds. This weekend, we're hosting the largest luxury pre-owned Rolex event in Kentucky history. Genesis has found and purchased a spectacular selection of luxury pre-owned Rolex watches, all the hottest models that people wait years for. And we're showcasing them all this weekend. Hulks, Submariners, Daytonas, Pepsis, Batmans, rare luxury timepieces that you can't find anywhere else. It's this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Come early, get the first pick, and get 60 months financing. How about a luxury pre-owned two-tone Submariner for only $299 a month, or a ladies 36mm Datejust for under $199 a month? Also for this event, our pre-owned Rolex buyers are on site offering top dollar for your luxury pre-owned Rolex trade-in. Come see the largest selection of luxury pre-owned Rolex watches in Kentucky and take advantage of special financing this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only, and only at Genesis Diamonds, your new home for luxury pre-owned Rolexes, Shelbyville Road Plaza.
Summer fun is back at Beach Bend Park. Enjoy 2 parks in 1 with classic amusement rides, like the awesome Kentucky Butler roller coaster, daily shows, mini golf, and more. Experience the park at dark during Friday night lights. Take the plunge in our 1,000,000-gallon Splash Lagoon water park with wave pool, lazy river, and exhilarating water slides. For park hours, season passes, or to purchase tickets online and save, visit beachbend.com.
Beach Bend Park for the whole family. Beach Bend Park.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
Miami, the Playboy's paradise. Pretty girl.
dash, 40-yard dash.
Wait,
I'm sorry.
so Higgins Bruce is a 4.4 guy?
4.4, yep. He concluded his career in high school with 102 receptions for 1,927 yards and 23 touchdowns. He averaged 18.9 yards a reception and recorded a career-long 97-yard reception as a junior and scored on an 87-yard kickoff return. And he helped Dillon to a 12-2 record and the South Carolina 3A state runner-up finish in the state playoffs. That year, he recorded 50 receptions for 997 yards and 12 touchdowns in 2019. He scored 2 touchdowns in a win over Marlboro County and totaled 52 catches for 930 yards and 11 scores, and scored a 99-yard touchdown pass in the state title game as a freshman in North Carolina.
So state titles.
And here's the list of offers that he chose the Cards over. He chose Louisville over Boston College, Arkansas, Baylor, Duke, Georgia Tech, Indiana, Kansas State, North Carolina State, Michigan State, USC, Virginia Tech, Wake Forest, Minnesota, South Carolina, and West Virginia.
Not bad.
So what are your takeaways? What stuck out to that? Because like I said, I want to asterisk after we go through something. What sticks out to what you heard?
Well, he's a speedy guy, and that's
4.4.
Yeah, and that's what you need, because I think he's a guy that now will
number 9.
Yeah, and if you see him on the field this year, because Louisville's kind of their whole receiving core is kind of went to that. There's a couple guys that have size, but you've got Braden Smith, Wirtz, Watkins, those type of players.
Don't confuse people. Like let's
let me ask you.
But I mean, he's a receiver.
Right.
5'10", 160 reminds me, in the speed, the 4.4 40. I mean, is he a Tutu Atwell replacement?
I mean,
Tutu was faster than 4.4.
Yeah.
Tutu was 4.3.
I know you're not going to immediate replace him, but I meant, is his role in the offense going to be similar because he's the same size? I mean,
I think he's a better
160.
route runner though than Tutu was. I think Tutu was kind of just speed. I think Higgins Bruce might be able to run.
It's possible. But yeah, I think that means you're going to see him fit in that area, take sweeps, take things like that. That's probably where you'd see him.
You're still going to see him there. Okay. Okay. So my takeaways when I hear Brian, when I say, okay, what do I remember about what Brian told me? I remember number 9 is Higgins Bruce. I remember he got recruited. He chose
Huggins Bruce.
Huggins Bruce. Sorry. I remember number 9. I remember 4.4. I remember he chose us over Arkansas, Michigan State, Baylor, USC are the names I heard that. So I'm like, okay.
There's quite a list.
Number 6.
Tech, USC.
Yeah. Number 6 wide receiver, out of South Carolina. I heard these things. So I say, okay.
Number 2 by Rivals.
Yep. Okay. Yep. So
number 2 player out of South Carolina.
Okay. Yep. So, okay. Just like I said, what sticks out in my brain is those, like I said, I don't expect people to just remember all the details, but just what, the 3 or 4 asterisks.
I'm giving you a couple too. The 19 yards of reception. That was a big one that stuck out to me. And 2,000 career receiving yards in high school, including 23 touchdowns.
Right. Okay. So fair enough. But yeah, it just pops 9, 4.4, big time offers, South Carolina kid. Go.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you want me to give mine then?
Yeah. Yep.
Mine, I'm going to go a little bit out of the box because I read some things yesterday that I want to share along because late editions has been kind of the flavor of the week.
Indeed.
So I'm going to give you number 25, redshirt freshman running back, Jahar Jordan.
Number 25.
Yeah. Number 25, Jahar Jordan, who was a transfer from Syracuse. So immediately I say, okay, he's not played here yet. I mean, he's played against us. We'll get to that. But I say, so what did Syracuse have to say about him? So I went back to the SB Nation Syracuse site. And I read this article. The article was get to know your Orangeman, which is what we're doing.
Right.
They start talking about him. They say this is from earlier this summer before they knew he was going to transfer. He's from Arizona, Hamilton, Arizona. That's where he played high school.
Hamilton, Arizona.
Yep. well, that's where he played high school. He's from New York, but he played high school in Hamilton. 5'9", 165, smaller guy. In 2019, he played 4 games to hold on to a red shirt.
Right.
So there wasn't a whole lot there from what he did. But he did have 105 yards, a touchdown, coupled with 2 receptions for 87 yards, 4 kickoff returns for 114 yards. Pretty impressive numbers for a true freshman. Then they were projecting
getting on the field for a true freshman like that. That's
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, good number.
Yeah, so they were projecting what he would do last year, right? Because he ended up not playing. So it says, given his speed, you'd think that Syracuse would be eager to utilize his abilities to great effect in 2020. We've mentioned a couple times how Jordan could be used as a former Irvin Phillips they had was as a slot receiver and running back. But he promises to be an explosive option for Syracuse. Syracuse beat out Oklahoma State and Missouri to get him. That was his finals. He had offers from other places, I'm sure, but that's kind of his finals. He was a 3-star kid. Former Syracuse Director of Recruiting Operations, Dave Bowler, said Jordan, now listen to this, might be the best running back Syracuse has had in 20 years.
What's this kid's name again?
Yeah, Jahar Jordan. The first might
Jahar.
be a little different. There's a W there.
Jawhar.
I'm assuming the W silent. I could be wrong. But said he might be the best running back Syracuse has had in 20 years. Pretty solid.
What number is this kid again?
Yeah, he is for Louisville.
25.
Yeah. You want to find him on Twitter? His name is Cuts on Dime.
Hold on. Where's my pen?
Yeah.
Cuts
on Dime. They put a tweet where some Syracuse fans on one of the Syracuse blogs said during the season that he played, said submitting a petition for Jordan to take over all return duties for all eternity.
Listen,
so if you're wondering,
he was explosive against us.
Yeah, I was going to say he went over 200 total yards against Louisville, against a Louisville team that won 8 games too. So in Cardinal Stadium, he scored in his high school. He scored 5 touchdowns during a game in high school on his birthday while being sick. So I mean, he has some things. It talks about, the 81-yard catch and run he had against Louisville. You remember that? He caught it, takes it up the sidelines. Got to finish, though. Got to get in the end zone. He didn't get in the end zone. And
he got to finish that kick return.
Yeah, and the team ended up not getting in the end zone.
Our kicker caught him.
Is that right?
Angled him out.
Oh, wow.
I won't say caught him, angled him out.
Yeah. So anyways, Jahar Jordan, and he's on campus. He's on the roster, and he is eligible for this season. So it's another piece.
Number 25 is so number 25. This is what I got. Number 25 is that transfer kid from Syracuse, scat back, super explosive, who that one guy said he might be one of the best running backs of the last 20 years. Number 25
for Syracuse,
Jahar Jordan. And he did damage against Louisville real bad 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So that, like I said, those are just some bullet points that you should remember. Number 25, Jahar Jordan killed Louisville 2 years ago, and that was a shootout game we had with them.
Yeah.
He had like 223 all-purpose yards or something like that in the Louisville game. So definitely, I want y'all just kind of, like I said, we're only going to do 3 a day, so you won't be overwhelmed. I think I'm kind of cleaning my palate with the one I'm getting ready to use.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, thank you, dear.
Fair enough.
Okay. So I am. This is shameless. You know how, Steve, you start going through randoms and you just like, you're going through random names. And you're saying, "Who? This might be a good guy to go. This might be a good guy to go."
Absolutely.
But I feel like there's a certain honor to be the first guy, because like,
sure,
you used this kid as your first player profile.
Oh yeah.
Brian is particularly going to be rooting for Higgins Bruce just on principle. Like that's my player profile guy. It's like it's hard to stop rooting for a fantasy football player who really just got you to the championship, maybe 3 years ago. Like
you're still drafting them.
Even if you don't have them, like you're still kind of jealous of whoever has them in your league now. Because it's like, I had that guy this year and he was really good for me and got me a championship. And if you don't get him next year, you still kind of root for him a little bit.
I agree.
So yeah, they're like when we do our player profiles, these are going to be particular guys. You know what? I hate this, Brian, but we've come to the top of the hour, so you might as well start playing that music. I don't want to go into my deep player profile and then just have to get cut off because it's the top of the hour. So when we come back, we're going to unveil my particular player profile. at dfhcompany.com. Be sure to look into the Mitsubishi mini split like the one we use here at our station for that hard to heat, hard to cool room in your home. Again, 968-6222, or look them up online at dfhcompany.com.
Got a couple things. First thing, want to remind people something we've been telling you about all week. Next week, August 11th, Louisville Bats baseball. Bats will play in Nashville. It'll be ESPN Louisville special buy one, get one free night. Visit batsbaseball.com. Use promo code ESPN. With each lower bowl ticket you purchase online, you'll get a second lower bowl ticket free, and that's a 6:30, a special 6:30 first pitch. And they're going to have $5 sluggeritas. So get out there with the family. You can get half price, and that'll be a good time. So have that. And
also
today,
Thursday.
It is Thursday. So thanks to Adam and his staff for dropping off Wings on Catering to
Bang,
ESPN
bang.
Louisville Studios. I love them. Try the ESPN Louisville special. That's 10 boneless wings, wedges, and a drink for just $9.39. Just mention ESPN Louisville. That's good 7 days a week. Or the Thursday special, just 20 boneless wings for just $14. Order online at wingzone.com. You got 2 area Louisville locations, Hikes Point and the Poplar Level Road location at Quarry Center.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to, Texter, you did make me chuckle because I couldn't resist.
Yeah.
And Texter, you knew I wouldn't be able to resist, and you knew where I was going with
the
this
text
one.
line sniffed you out on this one.
They had to, Steve. But I did say this was a palate cleansing. My eyes were going to keep going back to this one until I got it out the way.
So you just do it.
Yeah, and I didn't want to be preoccupied, and I wanted to give all of the next people that I cover, the player profiles, their proper due. But today is just my day.
It's a good idea.
Player profile for today. 4-1, Marques, Maybin. I chose to go with, yes, you guessed it, Ashton Gelati. Of course, I went Ashton Gelati because I want you to know the name. I want you to know the player. I want you to remember what drew me to him. First and foremost, just the background. This is what you hear, and this is what catches your attention, Steve. When you're kind of a scout like us, like how good is this really? How good is Satterfield's pickup here? 3-sport athlete, 3-sport athletic background athlete, track and field, weightlifting. Do you remember? I was thinking, wait a minute, Boca Raton, Florida, heart of Boca Raton, Florida.
Yeah.
Track and field,
shot put,
and weightlifting. Huh. Look, that's a puppy with some big paws.
That is.
Right? That's a good way to start. And then you say, well, how big is he? 6'4".
Pretty good size.
So wait a minute. 6'4", track and field, weightlifting competitions for my 6'4" puppy. This sounds interesting. Well, let's see. Qualified for 2A state weightlifting meet as a sophomore. This guy who likes to work out and be strong.
Yeah.
Also does CrossFit. That's a dude who cares.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he cares.
Absolutely.
He cares about his working out. He takes his. Do you know how serious you have to take your diet and your sports athletic behavior to do cross country weightlifting? Shopper's technique. Weightlifting's technique. Like you have to be hyper motivated. Qualify in state as a sophomore. Played both ways. Boca Raton squad went 8-3. Lost the opening round of the state playoffs. Palm Beach post first team all-state selection. Okay. Connections. Big brother. Linebacker at Stetson before transferring to Utah. To UTEP. So your big brother's a linebacker already.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he's already taught you how to work.
Yeah.
So now you got a 6'4" kid who loves weightlifting, CrossFit, shot put, you know,
Yeah, he's a worker.
Yeah, he's a worker. So I'm like, wait a minute, he's 6'4"? And he's Boca Raton, Florida? And his brother played. So I'm like, okay. Okay. So I'm like, okay, this dude we need to pay attention to. Ashton Gelati, 6'2". I had him 6'4". He might have grown. That was his high school profile. He might have shrunk.
Might shrunk since then.
Right. He might have been hyping himself up a little too much. I get it though. Came in at 212, Steve. Got him at 260 now. Defensive line, number 97. Big 97, y'all. When y'all see him, just remember, 97 is a true freshman. 97. When y'all go to the open practice, say, who's that number 97? That's the Gelati kid Marques was talking about.
Yeah.
Right?
By the way, let me throw in here for you as well. Our friends over at State of Louisville sent in a little info too. Dad's a police officer.
Okay. Well, shout out.
Yeah. So kind of, well, and I say that to say
this one.
The
structure.
The structure. So I mean that's something else.
That's
too.
no. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't either. I thought that was kind of.
I would have put that totally.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, a kid. If a kid's coming out of a military household, I know they're capable of some structure. You know, or they're not. Yeah, they're not going to be my problem child.
Yeah,
I mean, might be a little
wild, of course. Yeah.
But you get the point. Okay, so let's just go back and do a quick bio. 3-star at a 247. Slotted. Composites. Let me go through it. Ranked as number 72 weak side defensive end. Number 165 in Florida. Jesus. Rated the number 63 weak side defensive end. And the number 125 player in Florida by 247. 2-star prospect by Rivals. Oh my God. Oh, goodness gracious. Played for David. Boca Raton, committed to Louisville 5/17/2020. Ranked 6th in the ESPN top 63. Okay, so then you start getting your props. All counties, this section, new era prep. Okay, I'm just kind of going through that. 2-time team captain, 4-year starter. 4-year starter. Played both defensive end and tight end. Credited 128 tackles in his career. Guided Boca Raton to the state championship game. Credited with 5 sacks, blocked a field goal, and scored a touchdown in the state semifinals win. Playmaker. 12 tackles. Okay, these are kind of just statties. Registered 2 stacks in Olympic heights. Okay, they're kind of just giving the. You would have to know some of these schools' names and know their history because they put these in here. Like these are big schools, like going against Miami Northwesterns and of his area, you know, things like that. Chose Louisville over Duke, Florida Atlantic, FIU, Kansas, Maryland, Pitt, South Florida, Syracuse, Tulane, UCF, Vanderbilt, and Wake Forest. Now, here's what I love. Here's what I love about that. The naked eye is underwhelmed. The naked eye is underwhelmed.
Sure.
Because the naked eye, state of Louisville.
Yep.
That's stacked.
Yeah.
Dad's police force. Marques Maybin. Weightlifting? Qualified as a sophomore? Track and field shot put? Means you respect technique? You respect weightlifting? You respect that?
Yeah.
Who has this kid? As a matter of fact, when somebody asks Coach Satterfield, what do you think about that kid? You know what you say? I don't know about him.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then when everybody leaves, you have a scholarship right now. University of Louisville, we want you. Bam.
Yeah.
We think you look, we've done our homework. We didn't just look at the 247 rankings on you, son. We see your motivation level coming out of your home. We see we respect the shot put. We respect the weightlifting that you did as a sophomore.
Yeah.
We know you have the tools that we can build on. It's no surprise. One of the fastest growing, most impactful players since he's been on the campus.
Yeah.
I'm glad that was an underwhelming list of scholarships with this kid. You know what I'm saying? because it just proves that isn't this less about the kid and more about Satterfield and his staff.
Yeah.
Saying, no, 2-star? Y'all got him ranked in 1,000, 1,200. So are you crazy? I mean, like you remember we got him. It's like, no, we got a good one. Satterfield, go ahead.
Oh, no. I was going to say, absolutely. Just to add to your point there. I mean, there's a kid Louisville's after right now that Jalen White, that's down to Louisville. I think now he's down to Louisville, Ole Miss. It sounded like it was going to be Arkansas. Once Arkansas dropped, I think Louisville would get him now. But it's Louisville, Ole Miss. There was a kid at his position that was ranked much higher. That was a 4-star kid that basically, and I think the time has passed now. I feel comfortable saying it, but basically it was like we could a really good shot at that. Satterfield said, no, let's focus on the white kid, Jalen White, as opposed to this kid. Reason was they didn't like the quickness of his feet. Yeah, I know he's a 4-star, but he don't have quick feet. So yeah, you can rank him that.
Yep.
But I like this kid.
Yep.
And so to your point, just saying, I think that what you're saying.
Yeah. Trust. If you trust the coach's eyes, you can trust the coach.
Yeah. So if what you're saying, if somebody's listening to you right now and saying, oh, Marques, all that stuff, I don't know, they just watch film and liked him, no, all that stuff plays into it. Other kid was a basketball player as well. Say, you don't really know if he wants to play football or basketball. Yeah, but he's a 4-star out of Florida. Like, you got to take this kid. It's a no-brainer.
Right.
Don't know if he's all in on football yet. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was a big moment where Satterfield said, I'm not afraid to walk away from a 4-star. Like, because it's just not for us.
Yeah, right.
So the stuff you're saying, I think was things.
Because I'm sure there was higher ranked guys all over these fields than 2-star / last second 3-star. And again, give them credit for this being the most impressive. I mean,
sure.
I mean, you listen to the videos. They were asked open-ended questions. Who catches your eye on the defense?
The players were.
That's what I'm saying. The players were asked open-ended questions. So if you have 3 seniors, just saying, that one young fella, Ashton, he's a problem. Just as matter of factly, I mean, they're comfortable. It's not like Ashton Gelati is the best incoming freshman. Yeah, they weren't being held hostage, anything like that. It's like, oh man, I got to young fella, he put on that weight. What's good about him? Man, he's strong. He got good bend. Like they're talking about bend. They're talking about technique.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah. Shot put. You've watched shot put. You've seen the way people bend and how much they concentrate on their technique and weightlifting, how much technique that is to up your goals. It's like, no, dude, y'all need to pay attention to this stuff. And again, if you trust what Satterfield saw in them in that 2-star, and you can go without laughing at his offer sheet, you would have to say, okay, maybe this dude does know what he's doing. Period.
Yeah.
So what stood out to y'all? Because I picked y'all's apart, so you can we'll just tell the people what kind of stood out, so they'll have something to remember in particular when next time they see number 97, Ashton Gelati.
Yeah, no, I mean just the 3-sport. Like I didn't know he was that. I didn't know he played 3 different sports. I didn't know he was, because that's a kid that is all year round doing something. And is doing things like it wasn't necessarily like he played baseball and then football,
And his brother, I didn't know. I didn't know he
had that in his genes. That it's like, oh, yeah, you got a brother who plays college football. Yep. I mean, at UTEP. I mean,
and,
right?
And gets you thinking. This is what somebody you're talking to about this stuff. He's a linebacker. You're a defensive end. His linebacker moves, but he can't be a defensive end because you're built to be a defensive end.
Yeah. By the way, somebody got mad at you about said CrossFit's not the same as cross country.
Did I say cross country?
CrossFit takes crazy weightlifting endurance.
Did I confuse CrossFit and cross country?
I don't know. Maybe you did. I think if you did, though, I think is what you're saying is it is because, hey, listen, I understand the CrossFit purists they're intense. So
I was saying
I'm saying they're very protective of it. So it's like I think what you're saying
I'll tell you don't have to convince me, y'all.
I think CrossFit knows what you're saying. If you did confuse it, I think more is it's something that is
total body fitness,
endurance with the weightlifting,
with balance. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
CrossFit is
kind
balance.
of giving it mad respect. If he's in that, I mean, that's a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, not to beat it in the ground, but being the 21st ranked CrossFit athlete in the Southeast region is pretty impressive. And it kind of, and like you said, the multi-sports, I also liked hearing that he recorded 16 sacks in his high school season as a senior or as a junior. But going back and not to beat it in the ground, I have several buddies who do CrossFit. It takes a different breed person to do that because it is pushing you to your limit every time. And it's multiple things, agilities, different things like that. And so to me, it shows his work ethic, and it shows a guy, and to be honest, it kind of fits the mold of a guy that Coach Satterfield gets. He's like, I want those guys that are going to push themselves to the end. I can coach them. I can teach them up. So this guy seems like a coachable guy that I think you're going to see rapid improvement from because of his work ethic.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So like again, I enjoyed the player profile part of that, but I think everybody should definitely take a moment, tip your cap to your coaching staff for saying, hey, make fun of them.
Yeah.
And like I said, the
7 forced fumbles. It's
really
impressive.
That's pretty strong. Yeah.
I remember saying he finishes through he runs through the contact. He likes to get his money's worth. I was showing Steve a little video before we started of a lineman that just got out an open field and just, he knocked the safety down. But those linemen that just want to get their money's worth and just roll on you and just do the extra stuff.
Yeah.
Like
I mean 7 forced fumbles though is almost every other game.
Do they have the rule? Do they have the rule about driving college quarterbacks into the ground, or is that still legal? Like putting all your body weight on them.
I think that's legal. I don't think that
because last year they were driving Malik into the ground. But okay, put it this way: if it's legal, it actually anything that's going to be illegal as far as defensive ends, he'll be the most penalized.
Yeah,
Ashton Gelati's going to be the most penalized. Unnecessary roughness guy at the quarterback.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
If he's a hacker on fumbles too, that means his hands are going to be just anywhere. Probably face mask, hacking, going for the ball. He's probably going to be swatting pretty wild.
It's fair.
And when your hands are that live, after the play's over, where you end up smacking people in the face.
Yeah, that happens. Sure.
Ashton.
No, but that's what you want. You want a guy that's tough coming off the edge. I mean, that's what we have Yaya, and on the other side, it looks like Perrier is going to start. And I mean, you want behind that, we need a couple guys. Tavarius Peterson, golly, is there. And then if Ashton can become something there, I mean, that gives you 4 guys that are pretty good pass rushers.
Chris Curry says it's illegal unless you're Clemson.
That's fair enough too.
Yeah, they do different things. Yeah, I would say I forget what coach says it's better to have a player that you have to say whoa instead of go.
Oh, absolutely.
I totally agree with that. I'll tell you what, we'll take our last commercial break. Middays with Marques Maybin on 939 The Ville.
Many people have figured out over the last few months what a great thing it is to have a home gym. And many of our listeners have figured out what most of our staff already knew around here, and that's that Fitness Market is the place to turn to when you're starting or adding to your home gym. Right now, Fitness Market is loaded up on strength equipment, dumbbells, kettlebells, squat racks, power racks. Fitness Market has tripled the amount of inventory they normally have, and you can see it all in their newly expanded showroom on the corner of Plantside Drive and Waterson Trail. They have all the great brands like Hoist, Spirit, Body Solid, you name it. The highest quality equipment is at Fitness Market. I love the Precord treadmill I've had for a couple of years from there, and the adjustable dumbbells have proven to be invaluable over the last few months. So head on over to Fitness Market now. They have 2 locations, Westport Road inside the Snyder and Plantside Drive and Waterson Trail, where they have their newly expanded showroom. Or check them out online at thefitnessmarket.com.
The best patio on our area is a Union Restaurant and Game Yard just across the walking bridge in Jeffersonville, Indiana. Union Restaurant and Game Yard is 4 seasons of food, drink, fun, and games for kids and adults. featuring fire pits, 4 separate bar areas, all types of innovative games to go along with a creative food and drink menu. Come on out to Union Restaurant and Game Yard just across the walking bridge in Jeffersonville, Indiana today.
At Kroger, fresh groceries are our thing, so we check your delivery order for freshness at every step from farm to store and pick and pack every veggie in your free pickup order with care because we treat your food the way we'd want ours to be treated. We're fresh every day, so shop anyway. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Free pickup on orders of $35 or more. Restrictions may apply.
Get more ways to save at the Buy 5 or More Save $1 each sale. Just buy 5 or more participating items and save $1 each with card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Steve Rummage here from 93.9 The Ville, and I want to tell you about Vitality Wellness and Weight Loss. Vitality is a safe, effective weight loss program that is tailored to your body. With Vitality, you'll get a personalized food list and supplements based on your needs. Vitality is science-based, and in your first visit, you'll go through a complete body scan and be assigned a personal specialist. In the first week, I was down 16 pounds. So go to vitalitylouisville.com or call 502-442-2117 and let them know you heard about it right here from Steve Rummage and 93.9 The Ville.
Are you looking for your next opportunity in the workforce? Look no further. UPS Jobs Kentucky is now hiring at upsjobsky.com. Right now, we are offering up to $18.50 an hour. You may even be eligible for a program that helps you graduate college completely debt-free and could also include a $325 a month living allowance paid directly to you. Follow us at UPS Jobs Kentucky and apply today at upsjobsky.com.
I never thought I wanted an engagement ring, but when my boyfriend and I started making plans for the future, we decided to visit Chain Company. We couldn't believe their huge selection of unique rings, all created by the designers at Chain Company. Halo styles, vintage looks, floral designs, there were just so many to choose from. Our jewelry consultant showed us one of their new French pave rings. Oh my gosh. I tried it on and I knew instantly it was the ring for me. A simple band covered in diamonds. For the center stone, I chose a stunning oval-shaped diamond. I was surprised I was drawn to such an elegant ring, but wow, it was just so beautiful. I couldn't get over all the sparkle. Then we looked at wedding bands. I found a gorgeous band to complement my engagement ring, and my boyfriend found a classic wedding band he really liked. I'm so happy we found the perfect rings to symbolize our love.
Now you have a friend in the jewelry business, Shane Company and ShaneCo.com.
Gomez takes the corner. Far post, and it's headed in. It's a goal for Louisville City. Hey, it's Jeff Greer. Lou City is back in action Saturday as the boys in purple return to Lynn Family Stadium to take on Sporting KC2. Join Casey Whitfield and me starting at 7:15 for pregame coverage, followed by the game broadcast at 7:30. And it's all right here on ESPN 680, 105.7, 93.9 The Ville, and the ESPN Louisville app.
Ready to make something great? At GE Appliances, we do it every day, building appliances people depend on. GE Appliance Park is hiring full-time for all shifts. Join our manufacturing production team and be part over 100 years of American manufacturing. Apply today at makeitathepark.com. Make a difference? Make it at GE Appliance Park. Makeitathepark.com.
Miss anything for your favorite shows? Head over to the GE Appliances Podcast Center on ESPNLouisville.com. Apply today at makeitathepark.com.
Hey everybody, Steve Rummage here. And if you have listened to 93.9 The Ville over the last few months, you know I've reminded you of 3 simple words. Call Josh Jarbo. Josh is a licensed realtor and owner of RE/MAX Alliance, and with the spring market heating up, he wants to make your home buying or selling process as efficient as possible by offering a guaranteed sale program and instant offers on commercial listings. And if that wasn't enough, up to $5,000 seller credit by mentioning you heard it right here. So don't wait any longer and contact Josh Jarbo at 502-216-7590 or joshjarbo@remax.net.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
they're like Kentucky's in on him. There's one kid though that's out there that everybody knows is pretty much going to Kentucky. It's like, yeah, I mean that kid's going to Kentucky.
What's his name?
His name is Shadon Sharp.
Mm-hmm.
That kid's going to Kentucky. Yeah, he's ranked 8th on 247.
8th on 247.
11th on Rivals.
11th on Rivals.
8th on ESPN.
And 8th on ESPN.
So help me God, if On3 Recruiting doesn't have this kid as the number 1 player in America over Duran, over Bates, over like you're like, come on, y'all. Like at least
too obvious.
At least make it like a little bit less obvious.
Like put him at 3, maybe.
Yeah, like 5. You know, put him at 5.
They're
Yeah,
like, nah,
5 kid.
nah, he's number 1 in our minds and our hearts.
That's like that's like Louisville just being like, well, I think Rodney Rice is number 4. I would be like, Steve's on Steve recruiting.
No.
Rankings.
The Players Club recruiting rankings.
Yeah, the Players Club recruiting. Well, Papa Williams is number 2 in the country. Texter said we're muted.
I got it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Papa Williams is number 2 football player in America. And
Ashton Gelati was actually
and Rodney Rice, we're gonna put it somewhere around 3.
Oh no. Rodney Rice is number 3. Tay Davis is number 2.
Yeah, Tay Davis. Yeah. Davis is number 10.
I mean, they have
15.
Listen, Rivals has them 17. 247 Sports has them 27. Players Club 93.9 recruiting service as number 3.
Yeah, it's like, come on now. Like at least like I know Duran's not going to Kentucky, whatever. Okay, cool.
Next week Duran's gonna be 19.
3 like originate.
I don't know anything about it, honestly.
I mean, because it just seems like it's just Kentucky.
I don't know anything about it. But it's really looking like
we don't know anything. Let's just put it this way: we don't know anything about them, but they look like, what do you call it? A shell company?
Yeah, they look like Dick Vitale. Like, okay, are you just like this?
What
the
is
university own y'all? Like, I mean, I don't like. Come on now.
And there's no shame. You got this guy ranked 8, 10, and 8. He's like, nah, we just look. Actually, we're better at analyzing recruits than 247 and ESPN. We're just better over here.
Just look, Cal just is better.
He's just number 1.
Some Kentucky guys are so now you can.
But
say,
y'all get okay.
Yeah, I told you, they got the number 1 player in the country.
But here's the point is the reason I even had to make sure Steve said this out loud is because like I do want y'all to appreciate that, you know. So when you see it getting retweeted and when you hear somebody say we just got the number 1 player in the country, it was actually probably more like the number 10 player in the country.
Which is still impressive.
Which
like,
is still
we're
good.
not taking away from the kid. I mean, he's a top 10 guy.
But a manufactured class.
But there's a big difference for Calipari, and we saw this in between number 1 and number 3. Number 1, number
11,
8, 9, 10, and 11. He can win big with those guys. Not so much.
You
the other
need
guys.
1, 2, and 4.
Yeah.
Not 8, 13, and 9.
Yeah. So it's like
8, 13, and 9 leads to 9 and 16.
I know. I'm like, come on, y'all. Like at least. Well, or you know what? Maybe kudos to y'all. Maybe we need.
Yeah, maybe we need to buy some more recruiting.
Somebody go out there.
We need to buy some recruiting services.
Buy recruiting service, and let's partner up.
Yeah, listen. Then
Louisville has top 3 class every year.
All Mac's problems will go away if we just purchase the recruiting service.
Yeah, just
because
top 3 class every year.
Retweet.
Yep.
Tay Davis number 1. I told y'all.
Yeah.
Max, an awesome recruiter. Tay Davis number 1 on 93.9 recruiting service site.
Yeah, I know. Like.
That would be fun, Steve.
Yeah.
That would be so fun of me just laughing while I go, Deontay Davis.
And let's be a little more realistic.
Good summer, hard worker, skyrocketing up recruiting boards, 93.9 DeVille recruiting service ranks number. Steve, do you think number 1 is too high? No, go ahead.
Can he be 0? Listen.
Week 0.
No, but seriously, do it like more realistic. Because I mean, if I'm firing back, I'm saying no, they have them 8, 11, and 14, and they got them at number 1. So if Davis is 60 or 40, we move him up to 12.
Yeah, top 20 class.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, Rice and Davis, number 12 and number 15.
Yeah.
On what? Everywhere else, they're in the 40s. Where? How is they? So, well, because we watched them and we evaluated them and we feel like I watched their game and
again, people, we point this out intentionally, not against the players, not against the group. We're just showing when there's connections like this, when there are connections. Because here's the thing: if we had our recruiting service, guess who we would use for that ranking? I feel guilty doing that, but I wouldn't be able to do that in good faith.
Yeah.
I'd say, yeah, y'all, he's probably shouldn't be ranked that high, but he's definitely a top 10 caliber player. like even with Bryce Hopkins, I'm like, I mean, you know, he's going to be a great addition to the team. I mean, he's not going to just dominate, you know, but
right.
You know, I think we said he's a really good get for Mac.
Yeah.
You know, he's not going to just come in here and dominate and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I wouldn't feel comfortable saying, yeah, Steve, we got the number one player, Tate Davis, baby.
Yeah, like, I mean, like, have you no shame? Like, I mean, this is, I'm looking there. They're from Brent, or their office is in Brentwood, Tennessee. Interesting.
Who's running that?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, okay. Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. So, anyways, I'm sorry. I had to get that out there.
I'm going to the Dennis Dodd. I'm going to find it. Okay. First of all, Dennis Dodd. Okay, this is some future talk. This is some University of Louisville future talk, cloud talk, all that good stuff. Actually, I'll read both of these. News from NCAA: a giant chunk is taken out of the third-party resolution process. The IARP will accept the work of the enforcement staff unless the IARP can prove a compelling reason more investigation need. So the IRP is going to have to prove to the NCAA a compelling reason to have to do more work.
What?
Listen to this. News from the NCAA: a giant chunk has been taken, and this is Dodd's comment. A giant chunk has been taken out of the third-party resolution process. The IARP will accept the work of the enforcement staff unless the IARP can prove a, quote, compelling reason, end quote, more investigation needs to be done.
Well, then the IARP is the NCAA enforcement staff. So there's no difference.
The CCU has gummed up the works by reinvestigating the cases.
Well, that's stupid. Yeah, well, that's nothing.
Well, the whole thing's a sham.
Yeah.
Big win here by the NCAA enforcement staff. Again, this is Dodd. They had complained this is the NCAA enforcement staff. They had complained the IARP had delayed the NCAA enforcement staff was complaining about the IARP had delayed the process that was supposed to be streamlined. This significantly reduces the impact of IARP. Looks like they'll be starting a lot. They'll be getting a lot less cases.
Did you see the Jay Billis tweet yesterday too?
No.
The NCAA?
No. I did see that.
The NCAA spent over $68 million in legal fees to keep athletes from earning money.
Yeah.
That's a lot of resources to divert from things like gender equality.
Oh, Jesus. Listen, y'all. Sorry for that dab. I don't know if y'all heard Coach Jeff Walls on Drew Dina's show this morning. Did you hear?
I did. Yeah.
Listen, I have to say this. You should listen to it, but I'll give you something that absolutely floored me. Jeff Walls was talking about, they brought in an outside party to investigate, the money that was being spent on. You remember the the weight room for the women's tournament. You remember that made the rounds.
That's when it first came.
Yeah,
to the front when that was
right.
going.
So after that happened, they hired some outsiders to like let's look at equity and how money's being spent or whatever. Do you know Jeff Walls got on there and said, he explained, if you want to advertise in the women's NCAA tournament, let's say you wanted to give $5 million worth of advertisement to the women's NCAA tournament, you're not allowed to do that. The minimum advertisement dollar amount is $8 million, and you have to give it to the men's side. The minimum $8 million. You have to go to the men's side, and then the men tournament committee and advertisement decides how much of that they run on the women's programs and where that goes. So he said, you can't even, as the women's sport, you can't even take credit for a company who wants to sponsor women's sports. And when he explained that, here was the great part of this conversation. Jeff Walls, women's coach, he says it clear as crystal. I compliment him because when you're in this fight, it's hard to give ground. You know, like when you're fighting uphill battle, it's hard to give ground because you're already fighting such an uphill battle.
I think I know what you're gonna say because it's what I thought too.
Jeff Walls said, "I'm not saying it should be equal pay."
That's what I was gonna say.
I'm not saying Jeff Walls, like I said, fighting an uphill battle, said, I'm not going overboard with the equal pay equality thing. I'm just saying,
let us succeed.
Let us get an opportunity to think about it. You can't take a $5 million sponsor that wants to target the women in sports, and your biggest women's sports stage is I was telling you, I mean, name other activities in large women groups that's more exciting than women's college basketball, especially the last 3-4 years of tournament play we've had. I mean, last 20, but these have been phenomenal. You're telling me no companies can go straight to the NCAA and say, hey, we want to put our money into this women's college basketball tournament without having. And so he said, so none of our revenue would even show up. They would have to pay $8 million, go through the men's side, and then divvy out whatever to. I'm like, I'm listening to it, and I'm like, I'm so glad I heard this. I'm so glad, I'm so glad he said that out loud. I'm so glad they brought it outside. Because again, y'all, we all have our fights. We all have our daily fights, our daily battles. Sure. And a lot of it doesn't involve you until your awareness gets there. It's like listening to Steve talk about, a network, a ranking service that's just like, whoa, whoa. Yeah. It's like, when I talk about, IARP, like, if you can't go back and revisit the investigation process, then like now I need you to be my lawyer to prove to the NCAA that, hey, y'all do know this documentary came out called
The Scheme.
The Scheme.
Yeah.
Where some new information and some detailed information that wasn't in the NCAA's, report. There's some new information out. So you mean to tell me my IARP, which I chose to go through, is now in a battle with the NCAA enforcement staff just for my IARP can say, to be fair to Louisville, we do need to bring in some of this. We need to investigate this part again. We might need to go ask that coach some questions again about Brian Bowen, because, hey, according to, this, Christian Dawkins was already messing, Yeah. So now I was going to you for judgment. Now it's extra work on your plate to even try to prove that I deserve a open case.
Right.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. And when you start seeing that, you're like, no, I'm not going to participate in this scheme y'all are pulling.
I know.
You just want me to sign away my rights to appeal. And then nobody has to do any work.
Yeah.
So like I said, until the awareness comes on that, it's like, no, like it's not whining. It's not, oh, just take your medicine. No, this system is, like Jeff Walls is not whining. He was not whining about, women's equality. Saying he was whining. He was challenging the business model that doesn't allow them to grow.
Yeah.
Period. challenging the model. It's not, but again, these things get drug into they get gaslight, certain words get thrown in, and before you know it, people are rolling their eyes like, of course he wants everything to be no. I want my business model to be adaptable to success. Yeah. So that just threw me way off track when I heard that this morning.
Yeah, because that I will say, man, through all this, I mean, the NCAA, it's just looked. I mean, you've got. I mean, I don't need to go back and do it all. I mean, but I just can't see how the model stands for too much longer. I mean, hey, and that's not me saying from the Louisville side, hey, maybe Louisville gets punished and all that stuff, but I'm just saying, like, in general, I can't see.
Yeah, when you're not worried about Louisville, you're worried about the model. Like,
yeah,
you're gonna mess this, like, you're gonna ruin this whole thing all the way into the ground. And the fact that Blake and Baker said this to me, Mark Emmert has insulated himself with his board that he just got an extension when it got hot.
Yeah.
It was never as hot as it has been within the last year, and he got himself a 5-year extension.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Yeah.
That means you have a special. So if he insulated himself like that, you think the IARP and the enforcement staff aren't insulated the same way? Somebody who thinks about this, how do I protect my rulings? How do I protect my power?
Yeah.
My ability to enforce all of my unilateral decisions.
Yeah.
You put board members that are beholden to you, and you have to destroy that.
Yeah.
You're like, if your other presidents, you have to threaten to destroy, you have to threaten to withdraw, you have to Big 12 break up, you have to shake up everything to say, okay, the only way this gets fixed is if we get Mark Emmert out of here.
Yeah.
Texas has to say, yeah, okay, either us and the SEC are going to blow up this whole damn NCAA thing, because we will super conference it.
Well, and they can.
Yeah,
they can.
Yeah, we will super conference it. And good luck with people thinking that's still college football that y'all play.
Oh, that's my biggest. That was my, like, I wasn't worried about Louisville so much when the when the rumors come out about, like, Clemson and Florida State. Somebody asked me, they were like, what would your thoughts be, if Clemson and Florida State went? I said, well, at that point, outside of Ohio State and maybe one other team in the Big Ten,
Ohio State yet, they're done.
I just play the national championship in the SEC.
They could blow
Texas. Because nobody's going to care. 5-7 teams are going to come out of that conference and be in the playoffs. So it's not like that will be the new college football league.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't be worried about Louisville. I'd be like, hey, we're out like everybody else, because at that point Ohio State would have to go down there and just play football down there, and that's the league. End of story. Kick out Kentucky, kick out Vanderbilt, kick out. I'm being serious.
Right.
Like, I'm not even trying to be facetious here. Like, kick out a few of those teams, add a couple teams.
Yeah,
that's the league.
Go add USC, go add Michigan, Michigan State, not Michigan State, Ohio State.
Yeah,
a couple others.
It's like, okay, that's the league.
Yeah, but
everybody
again,
else is just playing for their league.
You can't be mad at people though. If okay, we've been dealing with Emmert and all this situation, but you can't be mad when you see what other schools are dealing with the same things.
Yeah, like
Kansas is dealing with this stuff. Kansas. I hear people making jokes about Kansas. Listen, people. No big state schools are they're not losing programs. Like Kansas could be fine.
Right.
With a coach in a heartbeat. Steve, Nick Saban goes to Kansas right now. And I say Nick Saban, but one of the top 10 coaches go to Kansas right now. In 3 years, Kansas will be beating the hell out of people.
Mm-hmm.
They just got to make the right hire. State school resources. Listen, when you cross the border of a state,
geographically plays into it a little bit.
Yeah, but
like, I will say that, man.
Kansas can go raid Texas with a good coach.
Yeah.
And Steve, I'm saying they won't turn into Alabama,
right?
But they will be able to whoop a lot.
Yeah,
they won't be bottom of the barrel Kansas. State school
Yeah.
support can get your stadium packed.
Yeah, they could be good.
That's my only point. Like, I'm not saying it's just,
Yeah, I was just
they're
like,
not gonna be LSU
because I was like, geographically does play into it.
Yeah,
like,
but still not enough to like even like an Indiana. Like, if Indiana, I mean, the way they've been recruiting, like, these are big states with big state support.
Yeah,
you get the ball rolling in a state school. You should. I don't know what the hell is Kentucky doing. How could you not be better?
Yeah, they are. They win 6-7 games.
That coach for 10 years.
Go to a bowl.
That coach for 10 years. You cross the border.
That's a good point. UMC is a prime example.
Yeah,
You
get
put
the
Mac
right
Brown
coach.
in there, and all of a sudden the top 10.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Yes. Yeah, like I said, these state schools, when you cross the border and you stop at a gas station and you see all the garb of this state, like you're automatically getting, inundated or whatever. You know what I'm saying? When you cross the border, like your support from wall to wall means every country kid who just reps his state is his state is going to be in his top 3.
Yeah.
And it's like those are resources to get a winning program. You got to pay for your coach.
Absolutely.
Y'all got to go pay for your coach.
I agree.
Or you got to have an AD who knows what he's doing. Go get,
You got neither. Yeah. So. Regardless, so